Well, hello everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCalSabre here. How are you all doing? It's Happy New Year. This is our first live broadcast of the year. This is Talking About number 12, finally. It was supposed to go out last month. It got all delayed and everything, my mistakes and so forth. But anyway, we're going to talk to you today about a few things. And it is a wild card weekend in the NFL playoffs. Buffalo took care of its business today. We'll see what happens next week, when they'll have about a 10 times as hard a match. So anyway, if you got any things you want to discuss, bring up, put them out there in the comments, Mark. Subject can be brought up to you people too, not only by me. Let's see what I got going here. Yeah, hi David, how you doing? Yeah, that was a nice win by the Bills, but I will believe in them if they can win next week when they play in Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, because Lamar and Derrick beat up on the Bills earlier this year, pretty bad. And I watched Baltimore yesterday, and they looked really, really good. Wow. So I don't know. We'll see. You never know. I hate, as a Bills fan since 1960, to get myself too optimistic, because I've been disappointed too many times, but we'll see. I'm still a Bills fan. All right. I have a couple new requests. Matt Milano is a big coming back from injury. Most of the last year and this year he was injured, but filling that linebacker spot, his left to right coverage on the field is really, really good. Yeah. The Packers are not looking real good right now against the Eagles. Got that on over here on the other TV. I got the volume turned down. I've had a couple of requests since we last talked that I'm going to be adding to the list. And one of the requests was, as you probably saw, I put out top war games, top board games, and top sports board games. Hi, Ray. How you doing? Glad to see you could join us. Yeah, as I was saying, I put out those three top videos. If you haven't, check them out. And I've had a couple more requests that are going on to the request line. One was for me to do a review overall ranking of all my board games that I've played. Now that's going to take quite a while, but I'm going to do that one. Other one I just received yesterday was to see some season ticket football this year. Didn't say right away this year, which I said I already have, so that's probably a possibility. And the other one was somebody asked me to play some hoops basketball. I said that's on my want list, so I don't know if it'll make it in or not, but you never know. Yeah, Ray, I'm glad you liked them. Yeah, they were fun. I was, like I mentioned in the one, I was a little disappointed when I did the board game ones that I'd only done 7 board games. Say, which non-sports games will be on the channel in the near future? Okay, in the near future. Good question. Hi, J2 Wilts, how you doing? Welcome aboard. In the near future, non-sports. Okay, for right now, working on the table, and sometime, hopefully this week, you'll get a demo. I'm learning, and I'm going to play Save South Vietnam. Did you say war? Yeah, sports. Okay. The solitaire war game from Fortress Games. It's a pretty cool game. And I'm going to do a demo of it. I'm going to do a whole one whole turn of it and everything. I almost got it down, but a couple more there. And then next thing that's making its way to the table, and I'm starting to get my table space back as my house is getting back to order after the holidays, where all the decorations have gotten down and packed away and so forth. But anyway, then I am going to be opening up a new campaign in The Silent Victory, which is a World War II U.S. submarine solo game in the Pacific. Right now, those are the two that are working their way up. I'm going to be doing a multiplayer game too, but I just haven't decided on which one I want to do at this point in time. But I'm going to get that one on too. I got to get some more of these other board games beside the sports, because the sports kind of dominated the channel last month. I mean, some people say, "Oh, you got too many PC games going." Well, I only got 3 of those going, but the sports games, 25 of them got up. You got to remember, every time I put one up, anywhere from 2 to 5 games are played. I do have another sports game making its way to the table right now, but it's two sports games making their way to the table, and one's a shootout hockey, and the other one is bank shot basketball. As soon as I get SSG off the table, which is about to happen tonight or tomorrow, so making my tables back. I think I started last year. I started a playthrough of Thunder at Dawn. I put up 4 or 5 videos on that one. I think I'm gonna wrap that one. I'm gonna call that one quits for now, and get some table stakes back and start working on some other stuff. But let me know if you have any requests you want me to do as far as non-sports board games. I have a lot of them. Okay, I just talked about what's on the table right now. Your readers out there, I just finished a Joseph Wambaugh book called Hollywood Hills. It's about being a policeman out of the Hollywood precinct down there. Hi, Demi. How you doing? Glad to see you can join us today. I had a nice visit with one of my longest running friends. He came into town for just one day, so we got to go out and dinner and went out to lunch before he left. And we met right at about 50 or 51 years ago in Korea, and we've stayed in touch the whole time. And it was kind of nice to see him again. It's been a couple of years since I saw him, but we do stay in contact all the time on Facebook and on our phones. And of course, I'm still playing season 25 of Superstar Baseball. We're off this week because one of the owners that I play with normally locally right here in my house is out of town. What is my favorite non-sports game to play on and off the channel? Non-sports. I'm going to have to think about that one. Oh, I would probably say right now, because it's fast right now, and this could change, from week to week to week. Right now, I would have to say Final Girl, because it's pretty fast. It's very challenging, and it's, kicks my butt all the time. Been playing season ticket football with the helper. I don't know if I have the helper or not. I'll have to check that out. I don't think so. Played a lot of season ticket baseball, so shouldn't be, as far as the mechanics are. I mean, the charts and everything shouldn't be that much different. I have season ticket football, but I haven't even looked at it. Is that helper something that you download, or does you have to buy from Clay? Or is it an app that you have to download? Pro Football Helper is a PC program on Delphi Forums. Okay, I'll have to check into it. I've never used Pro Football Helper. Probably get me lost. All right, Dave Gardner did a video on it. I'll check that out. I check out Dave's videos now and then. He does some good ones to help me learn things in that. Dave was one of the ones that him and one other gentleman, I can't remember his name right now, they're ones that when I was first looking at wanting to get hockey bones, it kind of intimidated me looking at it. But watching Dave and then watching this other guy play and their explanations, I got to looking a little more closely at what they were trying to say, and I found out that it's not a hard game to play. And I really like hockey bones now. see. Anybody reading any interesting books right now? Like I said, I finished Hollywood Hills, and I'm on the last chapter of finally of the Confederacy's last hurrah. Football helpers for keeping stats on your board football game. Okay, I see. Not actually for playing the game, but for keeping stats. The stats I keep, I normally keep them manually in a piece of paper. They're not too hard. The football helper probably adds them up for you and everything, so you don't have to add them at the end of the game. But that's I don't think. Graham Hancock book. Huh. See if I can do a search on that one. Oh, I see it. A lot of books. He's got a lot of books out. First I ever heard of him. A lot of books. I'll have to do a little bit more research on Graham. I just ordered Final Girl and started playing it. Yeah, it is a real fun game. Really, really hard to play. I think I'm finally getting some a process down. I'm going to play. I'm not going to record on the channel every one that I play now, but I'm going to play that more often. So because I do have it, and I got I've got just about every film associated. He was on Joe Rogan. Okay. Just finished Senna versus Prost, the Formula One rivalry in the mid 80s and 90s. Interesting stuff. Interesting some reading you guys got going on there. Okay, what you guys want to talk about? What can bring up some subjects, people? I'm still sitting there trying to think of the that question about the non-sports games that I'm going to play. Well, how long I've been playing board games? You know, it's been really an on and off thing. I probably started board games in like the mid 70s, mid to late 70s when I was in Europe because we didn't have no TV or anything, and there wasn't a lot of games that we can get our hands on in that. So I did play a couple, and I played Risk over there, and so then got back there, and then I didn't do any more. And then in probably the early 80s at George Air Force Base is when me and 7 or 8 guys, and I picked up 2 copies of Avalon Hill Superstar Baseball, and we started playing out there at George. And then I didn't really get into actually the amount of war games and board games that I play now, probably till about 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago. What is the best and easiest game for someone to get started with? Well, J2, well, that actually depends on which way you want to go. You're talking about games like Final Girl or sports games or, or multiplayer games. They all vary. War games to me are probably the hardest, especially when you get to hex and counter games. They're probably the hardest ones to learn. They have the most rules and take up the most times. So, do you see any change in your gaming styles that will make you, or games that will make your table in 2025? Not so much in the gaming style, but in the games. Yeah, I'm hoping to get more of the board games, one, that haven't been on the table for a long, long time, or are new and haven't been on the table at all. And for this year, I'm going to keep. I got to keep up the sports games because we got a lot of fans that are sports fans. We're picking up a good following now on the Saturday video that goes out about what music I listen to during the week, and getting a pretty good following on a few of the PC games too. So I got to try to work them all in. But the PC games are, they're kind of easy for me to get into when I come back to the office here at night and just fire up the computer and play one. The other ones I have to get on the tables and get set up and everything. So I don't see any changes. Is there something that you would like me to do? J2 Watch Compass Games to YouTube podcast every other Thursday at 8. Yeah, that's a pretty good one there too. I can never remember these things when people ask me, though. That's what happens when you get old. I'd say, yeah, because I was looking at when I did that one that only had 7 board games that I played in last year. I went, oh, that's not enough. Any sports and other games you want to add to your collection that you haven't been able to get? No, all of the ones that I have on my want list are available, and I have things on order already through GMT's P500 and for Kickstarter. And let's see, is any sports or non-sports games that I haven't been able to get? No, I was just looking at my list over here. Looks like I got hoops because I was asked to get hoops. A lot of the other ones that I have on my list are like new seasons for one, or like, Glory Days football is new. So, but not too much. Not too much. Yeah, Greg Smith makes good solitaire board games that are not all that difficult. I've got several of them. Like I just said, I have Silent Victory making its way towards the table right now. I also have The Hunters by Greg, and I also have Raiders of the Deep by Greg Smith. David Thompson makes really, really good solitaire board games too. The only one that I have is Pavlo's House. Right now, trying to keep up with the chat. Good luck. I couldn't do that. Which one is that you say you have there? Which one is that you have? You're talking about, Demi? Oh, Glory Days football? Okay. Yeah. And I think maybe this one I'm talking about is Pavlo's House. The one that I have on order, it's on Kickstarter through DVG, and they've been a real mess for the last couple of years. I wish David would move his stuff out of there. His Valiant Defense Series game on Guadalcanal. I would like that. I do have that on order. Well, you also have a pretty big collection too. Are there any games that you enjoy playing that don't translate well on the channel for people? No, not really. I play Superstar Baseball. I very seldom ever put anything. Every once in a while, I'll put up an update of where our season stands. Like right now, we're through game 23 of 30 for the regular season. And sometimes I do an update to let you know, just for people can see what teams are, what their records are, and the batting averages and all of that stuff. But as far as playing on channel, no. Yes, a lot of them are not open. Me too. I'm just looking over here to my left, and I got Salerno 44 is not open, and Stalingrad 42 is not open, and RAF, the Battle of Britain's not open. These are just the Combat Commander Pacific's not open. One of my warfighters is not open. A lot of games are not open, and that's what I want to have to try to do is get some of them off the shelf of shame and get them open and show you people anyway. So maybe you might like to buy one of them. I mean, from the company. Yeah, I have sort of stopped buying for a while too. I bought the SSG on Black Friday last year because I had it on my want list for a long time and it was on sale. So I said I would go ahead and do it. But as far as the others, because I got too many things, I have too many games already. And on my lists, I got all these lists up. I'll see if I can bring that one up that I got on order. Okay. There it is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9 games on order. Not all war games. I have a House Divided, the new update. I do have a House Divided already, the old one, but I have the House Divided P500 from GMT, the new one being done. I have Away Team from GMT in the P500, North Africa 40 in the P500, Rebel Fury, the Army of the Potomac on P500, and then I have the Rock of Chickamauga from Flying Pigs Games Kickstarter, Robert E. Lee from DVG Kickstarter, Guadalcanal Kickstarter from DVG, and I have another one on GameFound, which is a miniatures campaign game, or it's Stalker, S.T.A. I believe it's Chernobyl, Survival in Chernobyl. And then I have the Final Girl Series 3 on Kickstarter. So that's why I don't buy any more right now. I got to get this list in and get them. Yeah, I can play some of the games, but I don't know if that, how the people will like them, and I hate to start slowing down in one area that goes out on the channel because I know there's people that like those. Yeah, that's a lot of games that are still coming in. That's why I get very tempted to buy things, but the only other time I normally buy board games and it's multiplayer games. It's not sports or war board games. Is after Gen Con in Indiana. When I see all of these new games that come out and everything, and if I see something that's interesting, I pick it up. All right, and add it to the collection. I think I picked up 4 last year, 6 the year before. And they're either nowadays I always make sure that I look for ones that are I can play solo. And of course, I keep getting the newsletters all the time from GMTs with the updates and everything. The one thing I think I want to try to do this coming summer is I haven't been to Consim World in Tempe, Arizona for just before COVID, since 2019. So this will be 5 years. That's a nice big wargaming convention that's up there. They have the whole main center of the hotel is all filled up with war games. However, there's another lobby out there where it's open gaming, where people bring games that are not war games and set them up and play. And I went there for 3 years and met a lot of nice people, played some good war games. I played a couple of non-war games, but most of them were war games that I played. Okay, John, what I don't know if I just explained that or not, right? It's a war game convention. Oh, what is Gen Con? Gen Con is in Indiana, and it's a yearly convention that goes on there where thousands and thousands and thousands of people go. Last year, every video that I watched of people return from that convention had caught COVID, you know. But anyway, it's a convention and they sell and display all kinds of new board games. It's in the United States, the biggest one in the United States. I mean, like over the 3 or 4 days last year, they had like 70,000 people go there, and people go there, and there's all kinds of booths and all kinds of companies representative, and people are getting things for free or they're buying games and that. I don't go there. First of all, it's in Indiana; it's too far away to go. Plus, I don't nowadays. I would be hesitant to go around that many people. But that's what it is. Keep an eye out for. I forget when it all happens. See if I can bring that up. July 31st to August 3rd. Wait a minute, that's not right. That says July 31st to August 3rd. It says it's in the Indiana Convention Center, Lucas Oil Stadium, and multiple participating hotels. So that's big. It's all over the place. The convention center is the biggest part. I hope I didn't lose my feed here. Let me see what I got going here. Hang with me, folks. Oh, I think I'm back. Oh, almost back. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did. I was trying to search something and knock you off. Now I got 2 of them. I got to get one of these shut down. That's 1, 2, 3. No. See if I can find this. That's 1, 2. I think I'm back. Can you guys hear me? Let me know. I'm having a couple issues here. Test 1, 2, 3. Looks like the mic's working. Oh, there. I hear you. Okay. Can you see me now too? Because I really got myself goofed up there when I tried to search for something. Ray, I hope that answered your question. Okay. You guys should be able to see me too. Yeah, I got I got 2 StreamYards open. That's why I was getting that microphone feedback. Wait a minute. Could see if I get caught up here. Have you heard much about Heat, the racing games? I've heard stuff about it, and I've heard people talking about it all positively, but I don't own it. I do have some racing games. I have Red, White, and Blue Racing, which is NASCAR. I have Thunder Alley, which is kind of like NASCAR too, and I have oh boy, just drives me crazy that I can't remember those things. Thunder Rolls. Those are my racing games. Yeah, as you probably saw, Demi, I have a wheel and pedals too, and that's what I use for American Truck Simulator and now Euro Truck Simulator. Since I brought them brought that in since Black Friday last year when it was only $4.99 on sale. Yeah, red, white, and blue racing. That's a really good one. I did 2 complete NASCAR seasons, keeping track of the stats and each race each Sunday and keeping track of stats and declaring the winner at the end. That was a lot of fun. I might bring red, white, and blue out just for a couple of games this year. Not a full season. That's a big there. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what I did. Do I ever play war games with any other people? That's very hard to do because it's very hard to find other people to play war games with in this community. There may be Warhammer. Well, I don't consider Warhammer war games. And so that's why I really stick to try to get games now that I can play solo. They're either solo rules, solo only, or only compatible, like the blind sword system from Revolution Games that has the chit pool system. That's really cool. Or the Shattered Union series, or that other one, Black Swan, that Herman Lettman developed with the cards. Them are all things that you get surprised on. Hello, Joshua from Vancouver. I am safe in California. Unfortunately, some of my California neighbors down, they're about 80 miles away from me where all the disasters going on right there. Joshua, just it's an open chat. You can ask questions or bring up any subjects that you'd like to talk about. It's fair. We've talked about a little bit about board games, about war board games, PC games, books. Open to anything. I don't know if you guys are any of the people that are on right now are music lovers, but check out my Saturday video on where I do the things that as I'm building my collection even more and listening to the stuff that's been in the collection for years, talking about it a little bit. I found I'm getting some things interesting. I got a couple new albums for Christmas, one on Christmas Day, and then I got a couple that I ordered with a gift card after Christmas. And I normally try to play one album a day. And then on Fridays, I play 2 CDs while I'm working around the house doing things. My biggest problem with album collection right now is Whatnot. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Whatnot is a seller's album. It's an auction play. It's like an auction house, but they offer auction all kinds of different things. Well, of course, I always check out the vinyl album auctions, and there's a ton of them going on all the time. But you can pick up some pretty good stuff. Most of it's used, and for the most part, I've got it down to about like 2 or 3 people that I'll purchase by, so I trust their quality. Some of them I got a little bit disappointed in. Let's see where we go. Yeah, Hockey Bones is a real fun one. I like that. I was sharing before you came on how I was intimidated when I was first trying to looking at getting Hockey Bones by the cards. But then after watching, I can't forget his name, he's an Oriental gentleman, and then Dave Gardner with their videos on that, I got to find out that it's really not that hard. Have you ever seen Hendrix or Zeppelin? No, I have not seen either one of those. Most of the time, I was in the military for 20 years, and so getting to see, concerts wasn't all that. And the ones that I really liked, they were always, if I was in the Far East, they'd be in Europe. If I was in Europe, they'd be in the U.S. Never got to see any of them. Always on the new albums and cassettes. If you're looking for new only, won't be the place to go. But you might want to check out Whatnot, J2 Wells, because they do cassette tapes too and CDs, and they do albums, and the price is right. I mean, and sometimes I picked up 4 cassette tapes one time just because it was a Rolling Stones bundle of cassettes, which I didn't have, and it was like $3. Then you pay the shipping. Okay. Oh, I had a big collection and sold it. Yeah, I'd be afraid to sell mine. Yeah, I just added this week. I just added a Hendrix album. Geez, I can't remember the name of it now. I cry a lot. I just did it. I got it on Whatnot. It was in pretty good shape too. What about Inside Decrease PC game? No, I do not have Inside Decrease PC. The only Inside Decrease game that I have is Inside from Inside Sport. PC game is Inside the Paint. I picked that up to help me learn the board game. I don't use any of my PC games. Like I have Replay Baseball, the PC game, but I use it to track my 1961 Detroit replay and my 1956 Yankee replay. I play the cards and dice, but I add every result into every play into the PC baseball so that it adds the stats up for me. I have Stratomatic PC baseball, and what I've got developed with that one is I bought the Hall of Fame card set. Then I set up a system where I randomly drafted all of these players into about 8 teams and put them in a league. And so I play the cards and dice, and again ended it into the Stratomatics PC game for the stats. Ryan, how you doing? Haven't seen or heard from you in a long time. I'm sure that it might be a good one. Inside the Crease. Super holiday season. You had a good one? Yeah, I did have a good one. As usual, Ryan, this is an open discussion. If there's anything you want to ask or anything you want to bring up to discussion with me or anybody on the board, just fire it in there. We'll go for it. Only 2 things I don't allow is religion and politics. Yeah, just before the holidays. So the first time on one of these things, I forget what we were doing. It might have been the year ending now. I started getting these people that were trolling and coming in and making comments and that. But I just, after 1 or 2 comments, I just went over there and dumped them, blocked them. It's one thing about StreamYard, I can do that pretty good, pretty easily. I'm afraid to go over here and bring anything up again after that little fiasco I just put myself through. No, I'm glad you did. Glad you stopped by. I've seen you once in a while. I think you were active on Discord, but I was doing something else and I didn't get a chance to even send you a note. For any of you that are interested, I do have a Discord channel also. And it goes, you can find it under SoCalSabre or Bill Thornton. Oh, I just answered that. Do I ever use Discord? Yeah, I use Discord and for a few things. I use it for to stay up on with Feel there. They're the ones that published the Tower Simulator 3. I also have a channel on there for our Superstar baseball seasons, and then I keep up with my son's channel, Nickel City Mafia. So you can find it on. I think it's SoCalSabre or Bill Thornton. Ryan, I'm not quite understanding. It's the Discord, same Discord that you and I communicate on. Beatles Eternal has a good Discord. Yeah, I've tried to stay away from getting on too many of them, because then I get preoccupied and busy, and then I forget and I miss things and that. I might like the Beatles one though. You're right. I might like that. A lot of music. So there's so many Discord channels out there. Well, okay, you should still be seeing me. I think I was just bringing up Discord. Let's see what. That looks like SoCalSabre. I can't really tell. I'm not that skilled on it. Like I said, and the other one that I keep up on is the War Room, which is a gigantic board game that a lot of people play. I haven't been doing anything on there lately. I probably should just close it up. But I got it on there when I was first learning how to play that game. I see. Okay. I'll have to look into that. Sorry, Beatles is all baseball. Well, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have a server. I don't believe. see, that's how unknowledgeable I am of Discord, to tell you the truth. Like I'm looking right there now, Ryan, and I see that you're online on Discord right now. Yeah, so I'll try to figure out. My son's pretty familiar on it. He runs Nickel City Mafia, and they run a lot of Discord on there. So their football, hockey, and all of the other stuff they do on their channel. And I look over there, and I just don't want to create a just gigantic conglomerate where I have to try to keep up with things. I have a hard enough time keeping up with what I already have already. Jeff, how you doing? Right, Jeff? I think I remember Dave saying that one time too, but I wouldn't bet on it. If you fire him off a message, he would. Dave will always answer you. Yeah, because I can remember the last time I put up a video on Inside the Crease, the board game. Dave made comment that he liked it, but he liked it better on the PC. Yeah, Jeff, I'm okay. If you're talking about the fires, I'm about 80 miles away from them, headed towards Vegas. So, unfortunately for us this time, we've had enough fires up here in the high desert, but that's a really nasty one going on down there in Los Angeles right now. And I hope these Santa Ana winds stop pretty soon so I can get a break in that stuff down there. Okay, I'm trying to look and see what other things are on my sports game dream list. I always wanted a on deck baseball, the pro season, but from what I understand, you have to buy the starter set, and then you can get the on deck pro history set, and it's pretty costly. So I have stayed away from it just because of the cost mostly. And let's see what else did I want. I had field day baseball listed from ASG Games and plus the facts, but that's really too much like fall classic baseball. But I should probably check it out because SSG basketball and bank shot basketball have a lot of similarities because they're from the same designer. Bank shot will be back up here. So. Yeah, I'd rather have the snow. Except for having to shovel it. I was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, and I shoveled enough snow. Any crowdfunding games lately? No, the only one that I have on. Let's see what I have. I have one on crowdfunding. It's Stalker, S period T period A period L period. That, and I have several things on Kickstarter. Yeah, I have the Rocket Chickamauga, Robert E. Lee, and Rebel Fury, Army of the Potomac. No, that's on P500. And Guadalcanal, from David Thompson. No, they're all on Kickstarter. Yeah, I have I have other PC stuff that I like to get on the channel. I haven't for a long, long time. I have the golf, and it's a pretty good game, and I haven't put up a video on that in a long, long time. I should probably put one up. Right, see that scrolling around across the bottom. It's correct this time. End of the month, and the Q&A is going to be on the 26th at 4 p.m. Just got replay baseball 1908. Crazy results already, like the season. Wow, I don't have any old seasons. I got some seasons probably back from, let's see, 50s, 40s, 30s, maybe. I don't have any before that, I don't think, in different games, of course. Replay baseball, I have 68. I have one of the diamond sets. Do you, Jeff, do you play replay on the table, or do you use their PC game? Well, that football game's over. Green Bay will go playing golf now. I do have some old seasons in Stratomatic too, but I don't think I go back that far either, even on that one. I'm in the 40s and 30s in Stratomatic. Purely cards, yeah, that's why I like to play it too. I just started a couple of years ago, maybe up to about 3 years ago. I used to only do like I wouldn't do the whole baseball game. I would only do certain innings and that. And then one of the subscribers said, "Well, please play the whole game." So I play the whole baseball games. I play the whole game. I can do that. Basketball, football, and hockey, they're too long. I have to solo that till like the last quarter of the third period. Lots of errors and low hit games. Then Mathewson gets hammered 8-1. He was untouchable that year. Yeah, when we talk about the individual players, we go all the way back. We have the Phil Graham version of Superstar Baseball, which he did every year. He put out, and he created a few thousand players, and we have a lot of the older players. So our leagues, when I show you an update, it might say the Detroit Tigers, I might say Baltimore, or something like that. But they're all all-star teams. We do a big draft at the beginning of our 30-game season. It's not a keeper, so everybody's available. And it's an interesting draft that makes the season very, very compatible. I mean, so we got a lot of those old players. Christy Mathewson, he's normally one of the pitchers that gets drafted pretty quickly when a starting pitcher position comes up for draft. And we have an order that you draft, and then the draft order changes every position. So all the owners get it. I saw that a lot of, Ed Walsh, and there was a couple other guys. I think guys like Ed Seacoat used to do those things, and some of them old guys just had so much stamina, but they weren't throwing 100 miles an hour either back in those days. So that they're probably, but then again, their off the field lifestyles probably didn't keep them in the best of shape. Wow. That's crazy. Hey, Demi, thank you very much for stopping by. It was nice hearing from you today. Brought up some interesting stuff. And keep in touch. Okay, we still got 8 people out there. What do you guys want to talk about? Bring up some more stuff here. I try to make a list, but I covered all the stuff that I made on my list, I think. Yeah. So I had talked a little bit, I think it was back in last November, about possibly doing a live thing every week, once a week, instead of twice a month like I do. And I'm still considering it. I just the commitment, when I say I want to do it, I want to do it. And then I don't want to have to be canceling it or changing the dates or changing the times. So, I haven't forgot about that. A couple people really wanted me to go once a week also. And every once in a while, like I did, I think it was New Year's Eve, I jumped on and wishes all a happy new year and everything. Once in a while, if I'm sitting here and got nothing else on, I got something on my mind. What are your new war games since the holidays? Since the holidays? No, that's mine. You don't have to be sorry if it was covered. New, okay? The one that's new that I have never played before, that I bought towards the end of last year sometime, is Save South Vietnam by Fortress Games. It's a solo game. It's on the table right now. It's being learned. I'm pretty close to being able to do a video. I want to do a video. I want to do a full turn video so you can see all of the different action. It's a pretty cool game. It's pretty cool. I had it on my want list for a long, long time, and then I finally picked it up. I don't know, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, something like that. That's the only new one right now. I still have one of my older ones making its way to the table for our first time in a long time is Silent Victory, the U.S. It's a Gregory Smith solitaire game, U.S. submarines in the Pacific in World War II. So that's making its way to the table. Thunder of the Dawn, which I did about 4 or 5 turns last year. I'm gonna box that one up so I can get this other stuff going, because it just seems like everything else was putting Thunder of the Dawn, and it's like 30 turns. I'll be doing this when I'm 80. So I think I'm just going to back it up so I can do things where I can put out more, because it takes me over an hour to just do a turn while I'm videoing on Thunder at Dawn. So, like a football game, an hour, I'm doing the 4th period. I get videos over, got it up and running, ready to post, but not Thunder at Dawn. You ever heard of Orange Shall Overcome? It's a game about the Dutch resistance in World War II. Very cool one. Not a war game. It's more of a substitute fugitive. No, Ryan, I never heard of it, but I'm going to make a note of it right now. I'm going to look it up. I like those type of games too. When I was up in Vegas last year for the Yappa baseball tournament, it's funny how things come. Me and another gentleman that I know that's up there that do war games, we were in between baseball games and we were just sitting there chatting. We were talking about war games. Then we started talking about the one that's the postman wears uniforms, or something like that effect, which actually happened in World War II. I think it was Poland, where the soldiers disguised themselves when the Germans were coming in, disguised themselves wearing uniforms, post office uniforms and that. And one of the guys that was sitting there listening to us, he says, "Oh, tell me more about this." So we tell him about it, because he says he was interested because he was the actual U.S. postman and he had never heard of it. So, Orange Shall Overcome. I was just going to do a search on it, but the last thing I did was that. I see it on Board Game Geek, 1 to 5 players. To check this one out. So you guys can tempt me. Well, I found one page jump up here, but it's from a foreign country and I don't understand it. Oh, let me click on English too. There we go. I see Orange will conquer. I don't see Orange will overcome. But it's probably the same one. They're just using a different name. Oh yeah, there is a different one. All right, I'll check more into that. Yeah, there you go, Ryan. Soldiers in Postman's Uniform. It's one of David Thompson's, I believe, on the Valiant Defense series. which I only have Pablo's house, and I have his Guadalcanal one on Kickstarter from DVG. I'm thinking about picking up another one of his too. Only found out we can make our host spend some money instead of spending our host's recommendations all the time. Well, yeah, you do. You guys do have me spend money. I can guarantee you that. I just read off that list of all the things that I got coming in. A lot of them, some of them are from people's recommendations. Yeah, I found it, Ryan. Castle Others from that series. Yeah, I've heard that that is fun, but I kind of put it off because I was hoping that the Guadalcanal was going to come out sooner than what it's taken. But DG's been in a real mess for a couple of years now, so I probably should go ahead and get one of David's other ones. Pablo's house is a lot of fun too. Challenging. No problem. Don't have to say sorry. No, I found it, but I didn't look at it that much. It brought. I thought I was in the wrong page, but I actually found it. Cool. Never been a play tester. I got offered once. I can't remember what one was, but I was really too busy at the time to that. Yeah, many people like Pablo's house. I think that might have been David's first one, and it's a good introduction to the Valiant Event series. In fact, I was looking at that when I was looking at my board up here a little while ago and thinking, well, maybe I should get that back up for a while too. But I have some stuff I want to get done before that. Okay. Anybody got anything else? We've been up for a little over an hour today. Good conversations, good questions, good subjects. All right, I'm going to check out that Orange Shell Overcome. I'm going to check out the Graham Hancock books. It's not, I got a ton of books too that I have not read that are calling my name too. Thank you, Jeff. Nice conversations today. All right, gang. This was a fun day today, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Tell your friends about the channel. Let's keep the channel growing some. This is SoCalSabre saying take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and stay safe.